Hello, 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 and welcome to Photo Finish, the great pop culture debates fashion photo review of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 13. I'm your host, Eric Resniak, and today I have an extra special guest judge with me. Please welcome Woo Woo Monroe. Woo Woo, hello.
Hello, everyone.
Woo Woo is a fabulous queen, and Woo Woo, tell the people where they can get the Woo Woo Monroe experience.
Well, you can see me every first and third Saturday right now during quarantine. First and third Saturdays on twitch.tv/Renegades Bar. I host a couple of different shows there. It's 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So do the calculations however you need to.
Exactly. And that's not drag queen time, right? That's Pacific Standard Time.
That we start right at 8 o'clock. In fact, our DJ has a DJ set that is a half an hour prior, starting at 7:30. So if you want to listen to my fabulous DJ's compilation mixes, you can start that at 7:30.
If you want
Pacific
to know
time.
How apocalyptic the world is in 2021. Drag queens are starting on time. This is the end times.
Right.
But thank you so much, Woo Woo. We really do appreciate you being here with us as we discuss episode 4 of season 13, the first real competitive episode, in my opinion. And the theme for the runway was trains for days. So it's all gowns with trains, or garments, I should say, with trains. And we are going to jump right into it, tooting, booting, shooting, pooting, and mooting the looks from the main stage. And first up, we are going to go with Denali. Woo Woo, what did you think?
I was obsessed with this look. I loved it from start to finish. The feathers were absolutely fantastic. The reference to the bird from her homeland being like, this over the top, like, main thing with the hair. I loved every bit of it. And the ostrich feathers, that's a lot of money right there. Those ostrich feathers are expensive.
Yes, ma'am. So is that a toot for you or a shoot?
It is actually a shoot for me.
A shoot?
I loved that look. It was one of my favorites.
I'm going to toot Denali. I think it was really ambitious. I loved the Quetzal reference. I thought it was pretty. There's a couple little, I wish there was a little bit more polish, but I think it was a beautiful look and very dramatic. And I thought that the detachable skirt was necessary for that incredible lip sync she gave us. So it is a toot for Miss Denali. Next up, we have Olivia Lux in a Rococo Chanel look. What did you think?
I gave this look a toot. I loved it. I think the reference to Amadeus was great. The boots matched the outfit. I love that. That's a huge plus for me. Her eyes, the gold filament adornment to the eyes was beautiful. And I just wish the train was a little longer. That was my only drawback to that. But I give it a toot. I totally loved this outfit. It was gorgeous.
I also am with you. I had a couple small issues with it. I think one of the things we're seeing with Olivia is she's got a lot of potential, but the polish isn't quite there yet. But overall, I thought it was an interesting interpretation of the challenge. I thought she looked good. Again, it's minor polish issues, but I'm going to go ahead and I am going to toot this as well. Next up, we have Elliot with 2 T's. What did you think?
Now, I like Elliot. I think she is one of those quintessential Vegas queens. I just think that when you come to Drag Race, like, everything needs to be like couture. It needs to be like next level. It needs to be revolutionary. I think her looks was very basic. The tool upon tool upon tool train that was attached to a belt wrapped around a bodysuit that she bought at Santiali in LA. I was just basic for me.
So is that a moot?
Oh, yes, it was a moot.
Moot. I struggled with this one for the same reasons you did. It was between a moot or a toot for me. I agree. Normally, and I've said this already on our little chicken shit show, a bodysuit is never going to cut it with me. The one thing is, I did think that this looked gorgeous. Like, it is basic. You're correct. But I thought it was dramatic, and Elliot looked amazing. I think this may have been the best Elliot has looked. I'm still on the fence between a toot and a moot. I'm gonna give it a toot, but you can tell me I'm wrong, America. By all means, tell me. My no drag knowledge mouth. Next up, we have Kamora Hall. What did you think, Woo Woo?
I loved this look. It was absolutely stunning from the moment she turned the corner, with the gold dragon adornment heads attached to the shoulders, the train with the dragon scales, all the detail in the garment itself. It looked like scales, but it was just a gorgeous gown. Her hair was immaculate. The way it parted and went around the scales in the back as she turned. I give this look a total shoot.
Yeah, I'm shooting it too. I thought this was really gorgeous. It was reminiscent to me of the look that Gia Gunn wore to the season 6 reunion, but that is not a knock. They were both stunning garments. And I think one of the things I've criticized Kimura for is having extremely gorgeous gowns, but not a lot of personality. This was gorgeous and had a lot of personality. And so for me, it's a total shoot. Next up, we have Simone. Take it away, Woo Woo.
This hip hop reference, very cool, like jumpsuit with the zipper up the front and the like adorned corset bodice underneath. I loved it. The adornment on the bodice matched the adornment on the cuffs of the pants. But the killer part of this whole outfit was that train do-rag. I absolutely love this look. It was by far my favorite look of the week, and I totally give this a shoot. Totally inventive too, and completely new.
Absolutely shoot here. That color, by the way, on Simone's skin, breathtaking. Simone just has this casual amazingness about her, right? She's like, she doesn't have to try, but she doesn't have to try because she knows she's got it. It's natural.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, she just slayed it. She just walked out on that stage. Sister won this goddamn season by episode 4. Like she's got it. So it's a total shoot for me. Next up, it's La La Ree as a cold-hearted snake. What did you think, Woo Woo?
Okay, so the one good thing I can say about this outfit is the boots match the outfit, which is always a huge plus for it in my book. But overall, I just think this was so basic. It was just like the material was so busy, like you couldn't see any detail in the garment. If there was detail in the garment, I just thought the garment itself was very basic. The train was minimal. It barely trained behind her. I think if she had gone with like 20 more yards of fabric behind her, it would have been a toot for me. But I kind of consider this a boot.
Okay, I mooted it. I did think that it was at least visually striking on the stage. But the issue, as you pointed out, it was a little basic. She even had 2 trains. It was like a train and then she revealed to a secondary train, but neither of them were terribly impressive. And the issue I'm having with Lala is proportions, because Lala is a thick and juicy, and I feel like there are times where she's not taking advantage of those curves. And so I'm mooting it, but I totally understand why you would boot it. Next up, we have Utica Queen and her Gone with the Wind's fabulousness. What did you think?
Okay, the reference to the Gone with the Wind, the reference to the whole Carol Burnett skit with the curtain rod, I loved it. I thought the colors weren't as bold as they needed to be for that camp value. If you're gonna go camp, really go camp. And it kind of downplayed the Carol Burnett version of it. I don't think it was quite campy enough. Like, it wasn't even as campy as Carol Burnett's version. I have to moot this one. I love the effort, but it wasn't quite campy enough.
I see that. I will go ahead and toot this. To me, it's one of her more successful looks on the show. I feel like Utica blew us out of the park in the promos, and ever since then, it's been a lot of meh. I think they said in Untucked that she made this backstage before she went on, which is impressive to me. But at the same time, you shouldn't be bringing main stage looks that you're making backstage. That doesn't give me a lot of confidence. Love a queen that knows her references. I didn't think this was terribly inventive, but I did think it was fun. I'm tooting it, but it's a soft toot. I'll say that. Next up, it's Rosé showing us that ruffles have ridges. What did you think, Lulu?
And this is right back to the La La Ree thing. It was so basic. Like it was just a suit with like a tulle train in the back that was just, it was the most basic outfit you could have possibly. And for RuPaul's Drag Race, don't bring basic. Like, if you're going to do a basic train like that, make it out of some really interesting fabric. I give this one a boot.
Okay, I am really struggling with Rosé's style this season. I like Rosé very much as a performer. I'm very invested in her, but I'm really struggling with style. And actually, it made me realize I was having the same feelings with Brita Filter last year. And I'm wondering if these New York queens are thinking that I'm work with these designers and that means I'm going to be successful on the runway. I feel like they're being lied to, if I'm being really honest with you. This to me, I'm going to mood it. I liked it better than I liked her look last week, but Rosé, I know she can do better. And I just don't think she is. So it's a moot for me. Next, it's Gottmik. And I don't even know what the fuck this was. Woo, what do you think?
So I liked it. My big issue with the garment, I mean, I liked the poles coming out of the back with the flowing. I think that it could have been more. It could have, like, those trailing pieces behind her could have been a lot longer. My biggest issue with this outfit was the leaf blower outshined everything. Like, the leaf blower was the main focus of the whole thing. And the runway was trains. It shouldn't have been leaf blowers or, whatever. So I gave this one a toot, but it was it could have been a moot.
Yeah, I mooted it. I didn't understand how this was a trans garment. If the thought process was the leaf blower is going to have these amazing billowing pieces of fabric behind me, that's not what happened. And instead, it just looked to me like limp fabric that's just off of her body. I expect way more from Gottmik, and this was not the look for me. So I'm mooting it. It is Tina Burner. Speaking of camp, Tina, I'm sure, is no stranger to pulling trains. What did you think, Woo Woo?
I actually love this. When they said trains for days, my first thing was somebody needs to do an actual train reference. And God, thank you to Tina Burner for bringing the camp value in this one. I loved it. I loved the steam reference coming off the sleeves. I loved the train tracks behind her. Like, it was like she was on the railway. It was great. I loved every minute of it. The reference to the train conductor was great. My only concern with it, there were some detail things and some fit issues with the jacket that I think could have been a little better, but I give it a 2.
Thank you. I'm tooting this too. I thought this was really fun. I thought it was campy. You said, if you're going to go camp, go big. And Tina goes big. I thought, when I first heard this, I was like, who's going to give me the Starlight Express look, right? Like,
right,
roller
exactly,
skates.
roller
go
skates.
for it.
Roller skates.
And she gave me as close as we got to that. I thought it was super fun. The tracks on the cape I thought were hilarious. It wasn't red and gold. So for me, this was really successful for Tina. I thought it was a hoot. It's a toot for me. Next up, it is Joey J. How many licks does it take, Woo Woo?
Way too many for her. I'm sorry, but I just hated this outfit. It was literally, it looked like something you could buy at the mall. It was so boring. And I get the whole tongue out the back with the piercing and but you couldn't really even see the lips on the back of her back. And you couldn't get the reference of the tongue until she was actually walking away. So for me, it was a boot for me. I didn't like it.
I enjoy watching Joey J walk away no matter what he's wearing. This to me was successful from the back, but from the front it was a mess. It was a lot of things piled on top of another things, and it was not successful. So I'm gonna go ahead and boot this as well. We have Candy Muse. What did you think, Woo Woo?
Not only do I have issues with Candy Muse personally, she and I rub each other the wrong way, I think. But this was so awful. Like, it was literally a corset with a couple of pieces of fabric sewn on it. And the fact that the corset wasn't long enough to cover up her undergarments really, really bothered me. That was just, I mean, when you're on RuPaul's Drag Race, I'm sorry, but there's a level of polish that needs to be there that she fell so short of with this outfit. And I give it a total poot.
I'm booting it. And fun fact, apparently Candy was initially planning to use this as her final runway, in your best drag ever runway, but had to pull it out for this challenge. If this is what she was going to use for her final runway, that is very disturbing to me. It looks like it's about 3 sizes too small for her. My editor, I'm going to tell you to stop because I have to tell the story. When I was in Once Upon a Mattress in high school, I played the Bard, and they put me out there in a girl's first communion dress that was supposed to be a tunic. That's what this reminds me of. It was not.
It was so
it was a
bad.
mess, and
Yeah, it
so
was a mess.
it verges on poop for me. It really does. And in fact, Woo Woo has changed my mind. I'm pooting it. I haven't pooted anything this season. I'm pooting this. It was bad, and
It was bad.
I don't
Not
know.
only was it bad, but it didn't fit her. Yeah, like
Yeah.
her undergarments were showing it. Like if it fit it, if her undergarments weren't showing, then I would have given it a boot. But yeah,
You're right.
It was a total boot.
We're pooting it. All right, and finally we have Tamisha Iman. What did you think, Woo Woo?
Again, I love the pink. It was beautiful. It was nicely constructed. For me, it was basic. It looked like something I could pick up at Santee Alley in LA or somewhere in the fabric district in New York. The fabric was beautiful. It was nicely constructed, but it was just, there wasn't enough detail to it. And like the train was literally just a piece of fabric with a ruffle around the edge. Like give me some tucks and some, it was a mood for me.
I'm going to go ahead and boot this. I adore Tamisha Iman. She has captured my heart this season. This to me read very old. It was very Gran at her 25th anniversary party. It just, Tamisha is better than this. We know she is. And it was a pretty pink, correct. But
Yeah.
for me, it was not exciting and it really didn't meet the train runway. So
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and boot this. With that said, those are all our girls. Who is your top two of the week, Woo Woo?
I have to hand it to Simone. I had a few shoots for the week, but Simone just knocked it out of the park. And it was that do-rag train that she had that was super long, and it was everything for me. It was completely brand new for RuPaul's Drag Race and just threw it up to the new level for me.
Yeah, Simone all the way for me. Everybody else in that season, step it up. Simone has won 3 of the 4 episodes that have aired thus far.
Yeah.
You better show up. So
She's killing it.
Killing it. I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank so much Woo Woo Monroe for being my guest this week. It is such an honor.
I love you. Thank you, Eric.
Love you too, honey. So please check her out at
Renegades on Twitch.
and also make sure to check out greatpopculturedebate.com, where you can find our polls up for upcoming episodes. You can actually decide what episodes we record by voting on our topics. Make sure that you're going to our YouTube channel for more Drag Race content. We also do these photo reviews of UK2. Make sure that you're following and you're liking the videos. And thanks so much for watching. We really appreciate you. Have a great week. Bye-bye.